We gather tonight at the National Cathedral to pray for the success of the great work being done by a great Pope. It is altogether fitting that we should pray for his work. But we must not only pray for the work of Francis. We too, each one of us, has the responsibility to do our part to stop the dangerous spread of climate change across this planet. And we must pray that God helps us step up to the task at hand. There is a story from the Talmud which helps us understand the prayer I'm about to utter. It's about a sage, wise man, named Zuzha. He met with his students one day, and his eyes welled up in tears, and his face was white with trepidation. Zuzha, they asked this guy, "What's wrong? What's wrong, Zuzha? Why do you look so upset?" He answered, "I had a dream. The angels came to me and they told me what they're going to eventually ask me about my time on earth." His followers were very upset. They said, "Zuzha, you are a pious man. You are a great teacher. You are a humble man. We have learned from your lessons and we've learned from your very presence. What question in your life could cause such fear?" Zuzha looked upward and said, "I have learned that the angels are not going to ask me, 'Why aren't you a Moses leading your people from slavery?' Not going to ask me that." His students said, "So what are they going to ask you?" And Zuzha said, "I don't know, but they're not going to ask me, 'Why weren't you a Joshua leading your people to the promised land?'" And one of his acolytes approached Zuzha and placed his hand softly on Zuzha's shoulders. Looking at him directly with love in his eyes, the follower asked pleadingly, "Well, what are they going to ask you?" "They will say to me, 'Zuzha, there was only one thing that no power of heaven or earth could have prevented you from becoming. Only one thing.' They will say, 'Zuzha, why weren't you the best Zuzha you could have possibly been?'" With Zuzha in mind, let us pray. Beloved Creator of the universe, thank you for bringing us together tonight to consider our responsibilities to protect your earth, your people, and all your creatures. We praise you for giving us Pope Francis, who has moved our hearts towards loving this planet and towards worrying deeply about the most vulnerable of its inhabitants. We know that many in your world live in pain caused by our indifference and our greed. Help us move away from that indifference and that greed. Please give us the strength to be more concerned about our neighbors than we are concerned about ourselves. We ask you who live within our very souls, to help each one of us discern the right path as we do our part to prevent the destruction of your earth and your people. We know you will not ask us to be Pope Francis, but we can follow in his footsteps. Help us to do all that you believe that we can possibly do, so